Let's try it here. What do we got? Wait, is my phone? Wait, what the fuck, man? Okay. Alright, guys, so, man, I'm tore the fuck back, dude. I'm dying over here. I don't even want to turn the camera on, man. I'm so tore back. It's sad, bro, but gotta push on anyway. Yeah. The lighting is kind of helping a little bit. I don't look so terrible in this lighting, but anyhow, I just turn on the camera because I'm fucking bored, dude. Just driving. It's ridiculous, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Nothing happening, man. I checked the news. It's like whatever. I'm just a bunch of whatever. There's no end in sight. I don't see a utopia on the horizon at all. Does the absence of utopia equate to dystopia? Or is there a happy medium between utopia and dystopia? What's the happy medium between utopia and dystopia? Is it like purgatory? Anyway, no, yeah, man, whatever, bro. So I just got out of the desert, like the empty desert, and I'm approaching some area where it's kind of like where you can see stuff, but not really much. Oh, there's a highway patrolman pulled over some trucker. Not good. No, dude, it's like, fuck, bro. So anyway, I try to keep a pulse on what's going on in the world, you know, and in the country. In a way, you know, I try. I mean, I do and I don't. Like, I'm not gonna overextend myself trying to figure out like what's going on in the world and in this country I live in and in like the state and shit. I'm not gonna overextend myself to try to figure out what's happening. And there's a lot of good reasons for that, but one of them is because there's so many lies. Like, everybody's lying about everything anyway. So I mean, all I feel like a person can do is just kind of look around and see what's the talk. But outside of that, that's about it, you know. And, you know, well, what's really awesome is that none of it ever has really anything to do with me directly. Okay? It's like, yeah, whatever. And that's how all media is like that. Like, all with the exception of 1% to 0.0001%, you know, usually it's somewhere in between that, has anything directly to do with me. And then on top of that, anything that's just a lie and mis and disinformation, well, that doesn't have anything directly to do with me because it has nothing to do with reality at all. And then, dude, it's like everybody's lying all the fucking time about everything, always. It's so exhausting. And so again, what can you do, you know? If media incentivizes lying, well, then what good is media? It really is useless. Media is useless. All media. not just mainstream media. I mean, like all media, dude. That's how YouTube totally shit the bed, is because it started incentivizing lying. It's like, if you lie, you can make money on YouTube lying. And then that was the end of YouTube, you know. YouTube is starting to make a comeback. Not really, but it is. You know how YouTube is starting to make a comeback is that YouTube is no worse than BitChute. That's how YouTube makes it. And that's pretty smart. I mean, well, I would not say I mean, from a business standpoint, if all YouTube has to do is make sure that it's as good or better than BitChute, you know, it doesn't have to be better by much. Really, it only has to be as good as BitChute, you know, because it already has holds the monopoly on the video hosting platform, no matter what, anyways. And so its best action is to make sure that it's as good as BitChute, which isn't saying a lot. Like to say, well, you know, YouTube is as good as BitChute, that isn't saying much at all. It's like, so what? BitChute is a shithole, you know. So what, dude? That's like saying, well, America is still better than, you know, than these other countries. Yeah, but when you look at what does that actually mean, like, who cares? So it's better by a cunt hair than all other countries. Is that really saying much? People think it is. They're like, oh, America's still the best country in the world. Well, by what standard is that? What are you comparing it to, you know? Some fucking completely obliterated third world country? At least it's better than that fucking... And by how much is it better? When it's not even hardly noticeably better, where's your bragging rights? When it's like not even noticeably better, you have to put a magnifying glass to it well, I've done a lot of research and I've come to find that America is still better than that third world shithole, you know. Okay, wow. I feel so much more gratitude, you know. I feel so much better. Anyways, I know I'm just complaining. Whatever. You always got to take the bad with the good and everything. I understand this. The glass is either half full or half empty. I know. I understand. Anyways, I'm just bored. I'm driving, bored. There isn't much going on. I tried to get a pulse on, you know, kind of like what's the talk. And there isn't really too much in the way of reliable sources anywhere, because everybody lies for a living. You know. Yeah, what's your job? Oh, I lie for a living. That's what I do. Oh, cool. Yeah. Do you make good money? Oh, yeah, I make great money lying for a living. Like, if your job is to lie for a living, then, wow, it's like, well, okay. You can't convince someone of something when their paycheck is dependent upon them being ignorant of it, right? So if a person's paycheck is dependent on that, on them being ignorant of the truth, well, then what value would they even have regarding truth at all? Like, they don't care about the truth because they're paid to lie. Weird, huh? I wouldn't want to get involved in that world, man. I'd rather just fucking eat dirt, go without. Less is more. Less is more. You ever heard that? Less is more. You ever listen to Primus? Less is more. That's a paradox. Less is more is a paradox. A seemingly contradictory statement that could nonetheless be true. Less is more. Could be. Could be. Just another one of the many mysteries of the world. Is less more? Maybe so, maybe not, right? So anyway, now, yeah, whatever. But anyways, now I can't figure out what's going on, man. I can't figure it out. You know, what's important and what's not. What's important versus what's not. Well, I can try to go to the oracle that is media to tell me what is important versus which things are more important and which things are less important. You know, can the oracle of internet give me this answer? The highway of information. Can it tell me what is important versus what is not important? I guess it's all opinion. It's all based in opinion. Whatever your opinion is on what's more important, I guess that's what's more important. And whatever your opinion is on what is less important, that's what's less important. And then you've got popular opinion. What is popular opinion worth much? Maybe so, maybe not. Maybe sometimes it is and other times it's not. But if there's no consistency, well, then you can't really rely on popular opinion. But whatever, I don't know. So I'm just driving and I'm bored and there isn't really much, man. I've been watching Asmongold lately. And it's mostly just kind of entertainment, you know, which is whatever. I will have to admit I like Asmongold. I think he's pretty good channel. And I mean, you know, I'm just trying to find stuff on the internet, and it's like the dead internet. Is the internet dead? Some people say the internet's dead. Is that just a conspiracy theory? Or are the conspiracy theorists right? Or is it somewhere in between? What's going on? Is the internet dead? Have you ever had that happen to you where you're just like going about your business and you come across like a human, like a caricature of a human being, and it looks like it's dead? And you're like, is that a dead body? But you're not sure. And so then you kind of, should I approach to see if that's a dead body or not? And it's usually just some homeless guy. You know. I've never encountered a dead body. Actually, not true. When I did street outreach, I had partnered up with the Needle Exchange, because the Needle Exchange is one of the only people that actually really do street outreach. And in street outreach, it's really like the number one rule in street outreach is never do street outreach alone. And I fully agree with that 100%. So I had to partner up with the Needle Exchange outreach because they're the only people that do outreach, you know. And which is it was a good thing. One time we were out doing outreach. We were out in this area. Sure enough, dead motherfucker, right? Luckily, I was behind. I was maybe like 20 feet behind my outreach partner or whatever, because I was kind of like in another area. And then he came back and he's like, dude, there's a fucking dead body over there. Yeah. And he knew it. It was some homeless person. And I was like, oh shit. I wasn't going to go over there. You know, it's like, oh really? Let's go. Let me see. Where? I was like, fuck this. Get me out of here, dude. I ain't fucking around. I've never seen a dead body before. I mean, no, I have. Like at a funeral or something, you know, of course, you know, a couple times in my life. It's not something that I want to check off my bucket list, you know. to encounter a dead body. Not interested. I mean, surely it'll happens to people a lot. And I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up encountering a dead body. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, is the internet dead? I look at it and I think, is this a dead body? Why is it so lifeless on the internet? Oh, it's not lifeless, says the mass of AI bots. The internet is full of life. Wow. Oh, funny. Doesn't seem that way, but if you're really not a bunch of bots and you're actually people that are saying that, I guess I have to consider. But I don't know. Are you dead? Are you a bot? So anyways, yeah, no, I don't know what's going on, man. So Asmongold lately, I've been kind of like using that as a source, and so he went over a couple news stories, like the ICE. There's the ICE story where like ICE is fucking cracking down on these Antifa people and shit. And it's like, yeah, well, I guess if that's true, I don't know. I mean, is that even true or not? Like, what do I know? I mean, so I'll listen, but how much truth there is to that story, I don't really know. So how can I can't really weigh in on that much. Whatever. I mean, I can do a fucking nosedive into the subject of fucking illegal immigrants and how that relates to homelessness and everything, but who's gonna listen anyways? Nobody cares, so it's pointless. And I'm not in the mood. Sometimes I'm in the mood to talk about shit even though I know nobody cares. Just because and the reason is just because people don't care doesn't mean that it's not a relevant issue, right? It's not a relevant talking point, you know. But, you know, the mob always wins, you know. The popular opinion of the mob always wins no matter what. So if the popular opinion of the mob is to ignore something, well then that's right. That's right, just ignore it. Don't even give a shit, dude. And there's no point in trying to combat the mob mentality, because they always win. Strength in numbers. Never underestimate the power of a large group of stupid people, okay? So, and then the only other story, like, thing, was like, of course, something in Brazil, which I'm not necessarily complaining about per se, but like, there's totally insane shit going on here in this country that no one ever talks about and never will. They avoid it like the plague because it won't go over well with their friends to talk about it. And it's like, just accepting that alone is very difficult. But then on top of that, to have people start talking about something that's happening in Brazil, it's like, oh God, just add insult to injury. No offense to Asmongold. I mean, he's just making money. That's what he does. He's never tried to convince anyone otherwise. He's there to make money off his channel. And if you're gonna fucking, it's the people that make it happen. That's fine. I got whatever. It doesn't matter to me. We see it all the time. Whatever. But anyways, the story was that like the police raided this fucking drug gang in Brazil and fucking like killed like 130 people. It was a massive bloodbath, and only four police officers died. Right? And of course, everybody wants to talk about this, which is like, I don't understand that. I could understand everybody wanted to talk about it if like shit was like if the USA had its shit together. But this country is such a fucking disaster that it's mostly pointless to be talking about anything going on in any other country, and to talk about anything going on in any other country is more unproductive than it is productive to the well-being of the country that you and I live in, if you live in the United States of America. Yeah. And again, this is not to criticize Asmongold. Like I said, he's totally transparent. Like, he's not trying to tell people that anything other than, dude, he's there to make money, man. He's making money off this channel, and so he's going to keep doing what he's been doing. It, brings the money in. Like, fuck it. What can you do? I mean, at least he's honest. I have more respect for that than I do a fucking liar. So, but yeah, no. So then everybody wants to talk about that. It's like, well, is it moral? Is it moral for the Brazilian police to go in there and like, was there corruption involved in that? Were those drug gang members? Maybe some of them were innocent. Did those drug gang members actually deserve to be killed? Maybe they should have just used tasers. What is the detail? Like, what is going on? And everybody wants to talk about that. It's like, okay, morality and stuff. Yeah. Morality in the United States of America, though, who cares about that? There's something going on in Brazil. Dude. When has America ever shown a sense of morality, true morality, like a true moral compass? I've never seen it. Yes, the United States of America has become better and better at creating an illusion that the United States of America has a true moral compass. But it's very easy to see through that illusion, especially if you get the shit end of the stick as an American citizen. If you're an American citizen and you're constantly getting the shit end of the stick your entire life, at some point, eventually you're going to look at that and be like, dude, I think there's something wrong here. Like, everybody's talking about how freedom, America freedom and opportunity. But my whole life, I've gotten the shit end of the stick. And the narrative is always that if you're getting the shit end of the stick in America, it's because you're doing it to yourself and it's your own fault. And at some point, if you're one of them people that's gotten the shit end of the stick all your life and you're an American citizen, and the narrative is always the same, is that, well, the Americans getting the shit end of the stick it's because they brought it upon themselves and they're doing it wrong. At some point you're gonna start questioning that narrative. You're gonna be like, I wonder if I'm being bullshitted here. I wonder if me getting the shit end of the stick all these years in America isn't because I've been doing it wrong this whole time. It's because America is a corrupted, like totally evil, corrupted fucking nation where everything is just rigged. And rich people, it's rigged for rich people to get richer while everyone else can just continue to eat shit. And then there's this constant like nationwide loudspeaker that's always saying the same thing. If you're getting the shit end of the stick in America, it's because you did it to yourself and you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Long live America. God bless America. But anyways, so yeah, and there again, so if I start fleshing out a theory that America is really just an evil shithole, right? Now it's just a theory. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. But let's just kind of entertain this for a minute. Is America, the United States of America, is it really just an evil fucking shithole that's run by Sauron and Saruman? In a general way, like in a general way. Let's entertain that theory. Okay. Is it? Or is it not? Is this like where the hobbits have, America, United States of America, is the hobbits and the elves have defeated the evil Saruman? Or is it somewhere in between? Oh, it's got to be somewhere in between. Yeah. Oh, right. But then what is that? That doesn't explain anything. Then it's like, okay, if that's true, but then why is Sauron and Saruman still hold so much power? Like, why isn't anybody doing anything about this? Well, because I gotta go to work. I don't have time. Somebody else needs to do that. That's why our tax dollars go to pay the police and stuff, and the government. They're supposed to take care of that for us. We all have jobs that we gotta go to, man. We're all just like, busybodies that, do menial tasks, meaningless menial tasks. What's really going? I don't know. What's really going on? I don't. And will we ever know? When the incentive is always like everyone is incentivized constantly to lie. Lie on your taxes, lie on your taxes, and then complain about your tax dollars going to some, like there's always incentive to lie. But anyways, now, again, though, when we talk about the shit end of the stick, it's all state of mind. There's that too. Okay, like if a person, for whatever reason, say an individual, for whatever the reason may be, discovers peace of mind, where they're like, wow, there actually is real peace of mind. I've discovered it. I'm experiencing it. Okay. And then that person or individual is like, realizes that they can tap into that. Like they can actually like find peace of mind. And they don't find like a lot of it where they're levitating and there's some guru that levitates. No, but they can actually find peace of mind and attain it and stuff. Okay. And the thing is who can take that away from you if you discover peace of mind? You may not be able to convince others that peace of mind exists. You can try to tell people like, dude, you can actually find peace of mind where you can actually transcend all this superficial, materialism and all this superficial, garbage. You can actually transcend it through peace of mind, and peace of mind is attainable. And here's how you can do it. You may not ever be able to convince anyone of it, even though you yourself have discovered it for yourself, right? But the funny thing is, so you can discover a peace of mind and attain it, right? And even though you may not be successful in the material sense, which is like the big emphasis in the world you and I live and exist in. But peace of mind has far more value than material shit, right? And you'll never convince anybody of that either, but you've discovered it for yourself, right? Who can take that peace of mind away from you? Like nobody can. And so less is more. It's a paradox. A contradictory statement that nonetheless is true. Superficial materialism, the more you gain superficial materialism, the less you become, the less of a person you become. Generally, there's always exceptions to the rule, right? But the exception proves the rule. 9 times out of 10, whatever exception there is, it actually proves the rule. So it's like, well, okay, less is more. The less I care about superficial materialism, the more peace of mind I attain. And to the non-believer who doesn't believe peace of mind or exists, or they have some false conception of what peace of mind is because they've never truly discovered it for themselves, they're the naysayer that's always going to be like, yeah, you're a bullshitter. Yeah, this guy says he's found peace of mind. Look at him. He's always angry and angry hobo. Okay. All right, bro. But that's the thing, like, who can steal your peace of mind? Well, see, and that's an attempt to steal your peace of mind. It's like, oh, you don't have no peace of fuck you. Fuck you and your bullshit peace of mind. Oh, give me a wreck. Give it up, angry hobo. But see, nobody can actually steal your peace of mind. The only person that can disrupt the peace of mind that an individual discovers is oneself, by allowing it to be disturbed by other people, right? So that's where the trick is learning to protect and preserve one's own peace of mind from being disturbed by outside interference, right? So if I, for example, have discovered peace of mind and have been able to figure out how to attain it throughout the day, month, year. Again, I'm not like floating or I'm levitating, but I actually learned that there actually is real peace of mind, and I've learned some tricks to actually obtain it, even if it's just for a moment, or even maybe a 10 minutes or whatever. At least I've got it, and I know it exists. I know it's there, and I know that if I try, I can continue to obtain it, even if it's just for a minute or two, right? And I learned this, right? And so then I have peace of mind. Who can steal that from me? Like, no one. And if peace of mind is far more value than any kind of like superficial materialism, well then, who cares about materialism? Like, who fucking cares, And so, right? And so then say you start experiencing all this, but then the outside world is relentlessly pushing materialism on you. Like, oh no, the most important thing in life is superficial materialism. You need to strive for more. Give 110%. You need more, consume. Work, produce, consume. You don't have enough material. You need to be. Look at Richie from Boston. He's got way more subscribers than you. You need to get on the ball. Start pushing, working, overextend yourself. Materialism is important. Superficial materialism is the meaning of life, right? And it's a constant 24/7, relentless, nonstop. And it almost appears as though all of this is to try to steal my peace of mind from me, to try to convince me that superficial materialism is of more value than my peace of mind, right? And so then it's like, you're in spiritual warfare. Now it's spiritual warfare. Now you're seeing, I think whoever brought this up originally, like however many hundreds or thousands of years ago about spiritual warfare, I think they were actually onto something, man. Because like, peace of mind is not something that you can touch, taste. It's not. It's ethereal. It's ethereal. It's not material. Right? So that's like spiritual. That's like invisible shit. Peace of mind is not some. It's like my thoughts are not tangible either. I can think about. I'll think of a number right now. Okay, I'm thinking of that number right now. Do you know what it is? No, and I'm not going to tell you. If you want to try to guess, put it in the comment section. And if you're right, I'm going to be really impressed. Like, you must be fucking telepathic or something. But you can't see the number that I was thinking. There's no material. It's not material. A thought is not a material, tangible thing that can be touched. Peace of mind is the same, right? So yeah, no, and then I'm constantly bombarded on all fronts, everywhere around me. This like insane messaging that materialism is the meaning of life, is superficial materialism is the most important thing in life. And it's like, wait, what? What if I were to challenge that idea and argue that? Well, then I'm crazy. Then the fucking mob hive mind is gonna come after me, with all their popular opinion about how superficial materialism is where it's at, and get a job, you lazy bum, and shit. It's like, wow. Fucking anyways, I've ranted on enough. Fucking all right, we'll pick this up later, dude.